Children, in the last session we learnt about the magnetic effect of electric current. So before going to the force on a current carrying conductor, I want to give a brief description or brief revision of whatever we have learned till date. See, nature, it has given us excellent phenomena. It has made this world a beautiful place. It is just for us to mine that knowledge, use it for our benefits, keeping the world intact. Michael Faraday, without any formal education, he was the one who discovered electricity. Then, using that knowledge of electricity, Christian Hans Oersted, discovered magnetic effect of electric current. He accidentally discovered magnetic effect of electric current. So that is what we have learned, that when a conductor that carries current, it behaves like a magnet. That means a magnetic field will be around that conductor, which is obvious that it has the ability to pull the ferrous or that iron filings towards it. That is what we have studied. Then we have studied about a magnetic field in a loop, circular loop, where we studied that one end of the loop will behave like a north pole and other one like a south pole. Then we used that knowledge to wind it onto a core. Very closely we wound it. We call it as a solenoid. We connected that ends of the conductor to a source of electricity. The solenoid started behaving like a bar magnet with one end as a north pole and other one as a south pole. And to find out the direction of magnetic field, we discussed about right hand thumb rule, where we discussed that whenever we hold a conductor in such a way that our extended thumb, points the direction of electric current, then our folded fingers will give us the direction of magnetic field. This we learned. So now we will come to the next effect of electric current, that is mechanical effect of electric current. Okay, so this he has not mentioned that as mechanical effect, just for your understanding, to make you understand what is the difference between mechanical effect and magnetic effect. I will discuss it extensively. Okay, mechanical effect of, what is this mechanical effect of electric current? Now, we studied that a current carrying conductor will behave like a magnet. A current carrying conductor will behave like a magnet. Now, when this magnetic field is made to interact with another magnetic field, try to understand the thing here, a current carrying conductor will behave like a magnet. So, magnet means it will be having magnetic field around the conductor. So when we place this magnetic field in another magnetic field, then this current carrying conductor will experience a force. That means it moves on its own. That means here we are converting the electrical energy into mechanical force or mechanical energy. So I call it as mechanical effect of electric current. So once again I repeat. So when you place a current carrying conductor in a magnetic field, the current carrying conductor experiences a force or tends to experience a force, which we call it as mechanical effect of electric current. That is what is our this one today, our topic today, force on a current carrying conductor. Force on a current carrying conductor. So to understand that, I have drawn a simple figure here, where we have a source of energy, a source of electricity, which I have connected to a conductor AB. And I have placed this conductor in a permanent magnet or near a permanent magnet. So when I close the key, so I have shown it to a dotted this one here. So when I close the key, what will happen? This current carrying conductor will behave like a magnet, which we call it as electromagnet. So when this current carrying conductor behaves like a magnet, it will have its own magnetic field around the conductor. But already we have placed this current carrying conductor in another external magnetic field. Okay, this is a magnet So let me write it as a magnet so that you understand. So I placed this current carrying conductor already in a magnetic field. When I place this, we can observe that there is movement. See, this conductor will move. So on its own, nobody has touched it, or it will move on its own. So what it suggests? It suggests that this current carrying conductor is experiencing some force. This current carrying conductor is experiencing some force, and this effect or this mechanical effect, coupling with the magnetic effect of electric current, we can do wonders with this effect. Okay, so such that your mixies, your fans, all your equipment, your electric motor, so all these things can be run with electricity. This has enabled us to make all these devices run with electricity, because with the magnetic effect of electric current and mechanical effect of electric current. Now let us discuss. Let me go back. Let me make you understand how we can make use of this magnetic effect and mechanical effect. Now just imagine. I hope all of you have seen a motor when it is opened. So we are all into farming community, where we will be seeing the motors or the pumps to draw the water. So when you open that one, you will find a very tightly wound core there. Okay, a tightly wound core which is a circular thing, which is a bigger thing, which we call it as winding in our layman terms. So that winding, when we make this current to flow through this winding, what will happen? It will behave like an electromagnet, and you will be placing an armature, one more winding, one more core, very closely wound on a core in the center of that circular winding. So when this magnet, or when you pass current through this, you will have two magnetic fields interacting, which will enable this armature to rotate. Which will enable this armature. We will study that one. We have one separate topic called as electric motor. Okay, we study that in the next topic. So this will enable that to rotate, which we are converting electrical energy into mechanical energy, and that device which converts electrical energy into mechanical energy, we call it as electric motor. So before actually going to electric motor, I wanted to discuss about what exactly is happening, how this magnetic field is produced around the conductor. I want to discuss a bit about that, then let us go to that electric motor. Okay, once again I am going back to that magnetic effect to make you understand how, only because of this magnetic effect, we have so many effects that is coming to fore here. Okay, so what is happening here? There is one magnetic field. You have placed it in another magnetic field, which is enabling this conductor to move, or this conductor moves. But let us once again go back to the basics. It will be like revision also. Let us try to understand how this magnetic effect is produced. In the last class, if you remember, in the last session, if you remember, I discussed about magnetic field. What did I discuss about magnetic field? I told you that there will be an area of influence around the magnet. Area of influence around the magnet, where the presence of the magnet can be felt. Okay, this is what we call it as magnetic field. Now, if you go back to your 9th standard basics, what you are studying, what you studied there, when you keep an electric charge, now let me take one electric charge, positive charge here. This is an electric charge. I place one more electric charge somewhere here. I place one more positive charge here. Then what will happen? There will be a force of repulsion. There will be a force of repulsion. This charge will be pushing that charge, and that charge will be pushing this charge. Okay, that force of repulsion is due to, because both are positive charges, they are like charges. Okay, then till what reason this effect will be there, this force of repulsion we can see. That area, once again let me go back to this magnetic effect what we studied. There will be once again an area of influence. Okay, I take one positive charge here. So there will be some area of influence around this electric charge, where the presence of this electric field charge can be felt. What do you mean by presence of electric charge? If I place one positive charge here, it will push that positive charge. If I place one negative charge here, it will pull that negative charge. So this area of influence around that electric charge, they call it as electric field. Okay, now I hope you understood about what is electric field. Electric field is the area of influence around the charge, where the presence of the charge can be felt. Now let us come back to once again, what is electric current here? How did we define electric current? Rate of moving charges, we call it as electric current. So when this charge is moving or when this charge is in motion, what will this electric field, what will happen to this electric field? The electric field also will be in motion. So this moving electric field produces magnetic field around the conductor. I hope you understand. Once again I repeat, this moving electric field will produce magnetic field around the conductor. What is electric current? Once again, let me remind, it is a flow of charges. So when a charge is moving, what is moving? Electric field is also in motion. So that electric field, that moving electric field will produce magnetic field around the conductor. This is why the magnetic field will be produced. This is why the magnetic field will be produced. Now, why this mechanical effect is produced? Let me come back to our topic here. Why this mechanical, why this conductor, current carrying conductor is moving? Okay, why this current carrying conductor is moving? Because there will be interaction between these two magnetic fields. This conductor also will be having a magnetic field, and we have placed it in another external magnetic field. Due to the interaction of these two magnetic fields, there will be a movement of the conductor. That movement itself we are calling. Why that movement is happening? Because there is a force acting on the conductor. That force itself we are calling it as mechanical effect of electric current, or that is due to the interaction between the two magnetic fields of the two magnetic fields between the conductor, current carrying conductor, and the permanent magnet. Okay. So we have understood that a current carrying conductor experiences a force when it is placed in a magnetic field. Now the question arises, what will be the direction of this force? To understand the direction of the force, let us take our left hand, let us stretch these three fingers, 1, 2, 3 fingers, such that they are perpendicular to each other. This is perpendicular to this is perpendicular to this, such that this finger will give us the direction of magnetic field, current, and then the thumb, the direction of thumb will give us the direction of force. Okay. So this is called as left hand thumb rule. Left hand thumb rule. So you are stretching your first three fingers of your left hand such that this finger, so see this figure, it will be very useful to you. See this figure, you are stretching the first three fingers such that they are perpendicular to each other, and this finger, your first finger, is showing or giving the direction of the current. This finger will give us the direction of magnetic field, then the thumb will give us the direction of force. So this is called as Fleming's left hand rule. The first one, right hand rule, that we discussed about the direction of magnetic field. That is right hand rule. That is not right hand rule exactly, right hand thumb rule we call. This is left hand rule to show us the direction of force. So which will indicate the direction of force? Thumb will indicate the direction of force. This will indicate the direction of magnetic field. This will indicate the direction of electric field. Once again I am showing you. So it should be stretched such that they are perpendicular to each other. They are perpendicular to each other such that the first finger will give us the direction of electric current. This finger will give us the direction of magnetic field, while then this finger will give us the direction of force. So this is called as left hand rule. Okay, to give us the direction of force. Now we understood that when a current carrying conductor is placed in a magnetic field, it experiences a force. Now what we will do, we will have one coil, a rectangular coil, We'll connect it to a current and place in a magnetic field. Then we'll see what will happen. Okay. Now to see this, the working of this electric motor, I already told you that electric motor is a device which converts electrical energy into mechanical energy. Okay. Now what I have done here, I have a core A, B, C, D placed between the poles of a magnet, north and south poles. I have placed it between the poles of a magnet. Then I have connected this coil. What is the coil? I have wounded a conductor very close to each other on a core. That is what is a coil. Okay. That core or that coil I have placed it in magnetic field and I have connected it to a source of energy. I have connected it to a source of energy. Now let us see. So because this is positively connected, okay. Now the current, now how I have connected? I have connected it to two devices once again. I have got one split ring. This is called a split ring. Okay. And these X and Y are carbon brushes which will link this wire with the split ring. Now let me explain what is this the split ring first. A ring which is broken, which is cut into half and placed it on the axle. Axle is a shaft which will be turning. Okay, axle on the axle. So that split ring is connected to the wire through carbon brushes. Okay, so I have connected that to a key once again. So what will happen here? Let us discuss what will happen. What is A and B here? A and B is a conductor. CD is a conductor, AD is a conductor, BC is a conductor. So, in one coil, how many conductors we have? We have 4 conductors. Okay. So now let us see what will be the direction of magnetic field. Magnetic field will be like this: A to north to south. Now what I want you people to observe here is AB and CD are perpendicular to the magnetic field. I am talking about the conductors AB and CD are perpendicular to the magnetic field, while BC and AD are parallel to the magnetic field. Okay. Now try to understand, try to think here, try to remember here that the conductors which are perpendicular to the magnetic field will experience maximum force. Once again I repeat it. The conductors which are perpendicular to the magnetic field will experience maximum force, while the conductors which are parallel to the magnetic field. So this is the magnetic field. Okay, this is the magnetic field. The conductors which are parallel to the magnetic field will experience minimum force. Okay, let me repeat once again here. I am breaking this coil into 4 conductors. What are the 4 conductors? AB, CD, AD and BC. AB and CD are perpendicular to the magnetic field, while AD and BC are parallel to the magnetic field. So AB and CD will experience maximum force, while BC and AD will experience minimum force. Why? Because they are parallel to the magnetic field. Okay, this coil in turn is connected to a split ring. Okay, split ring is a ring which is cut into half and placed to the shaft, placed on the shaft. Okay, and this split ring is connected to the wire through carbon brushes X and Y. Now, when we close the key, what will happen? Current will start flowing through the conductor. So this AB will be carrying current which is already in a magnetic field. So what will happen? It will experience maximum force. In what direction it will experience maximum force? Now for that, let us apply once again our left hand thumb rule. Okay, when you apply left hand thumb rule to the conductor AB, you see that it will be acting in the downward direction. The conductor, the force will be acting in the downward direction. While the direction of current has changed for CD. The direction of current has changed for CD. Therefore, when you apply once again your left hand Fleming's rule to the conductor CD, you see that the conductor will be experiencing a force in the upward direction. Now here conductor AB is experiencing force in the downward direction, while conductor CD is experiencing a force in the upward direction. Now these are two equal and opposite forces. Why equal and why they are equal? Because same amount of current is flowing. You have same number of turns. Therefore, these are two equal and opposite forces acting on the same body at different points of the body. So two equal and opposite forces acting on the same body is called a couple. So a couple is acting on the body ABCD. Am I correct or not? A couple is acting on the body ABCD. Okay. So this couple will tend to rotate the coil. Which will make the coil to rotate. So this is how we are converting electrical energy into mechanical energy. Okay. So once again, I explain the mechanism here. Don't confuse the things here. Now this is ABCD is a coil, or else we are calling this also as armature. ABCD is a armature. What is a armature? It is nothing but a coil where the will be winding lot of turns or a conductor very close to each other. So when you pass the current through this armature, what will happen? AB and CD will be experiencing maximum force, while AD and BC will experience minimum force. So when AB is experiencing, in what direction AB will experience? It will be acting force in the, will be experiencing a force in the downward direction, while this will experience force in the upward direction, which will constitute a couple and turn the body and turn the couple and turn the coil. So this is how this electrical energy is converted into mechanical energy. Okay, this is the working of electric motor. Okay, if you have any doubts on this one, in understanding this one, please message me in WhatsApp. I clear your doubts to the WhatsApp only. Okay, so I hope you understood this one. So we have, let me explain the parts once again. You have a battery here, source of energy. You have one axle here. You have two carbon brushes X and Y, and you have one ring called as split ring, which is connected, which are connected to the armature. Armature is a thick coil which will having number of windings. So ABCD is the armature. This armature, for our understanding, are broken into four conductors, that is AB, BC, CD and DA or AD. So where AB and CD will be experiencing maximum force, while AD and BC will be experiencing minimum force. So these forces will be equal and opposite, constituting a couple which will enable the coil to turn. Okay, with every, okay, this is for the first half. What will happen to the second half? The second half, the current will be reversed. Okay, the second half, the current will be reversed. Therefore, once again, it will rotate in the same direction. Okay, the current will be. Well, now you may get one doubt here. Well, what will happen to the coil when the current is reversed? Due to that inertia of motion, it will continue to rotate, and once again when the current is flowing in the same direction, once again it will start rotating in the same direction. So with every half rotation, the direction of current will be reversed, so that the coil rotates in the same direction. Okay, thank you. So if you have any doubts, once again please message me.